everything weird.
What up, all? So, by the way, this is Keith. This will be our very first tutorial. Oops, what's this? Sorry. This will be our very first tutorial on Visual Studio 2012. I hope this will not fail because everything that I'm going to do in here will be impromptu, which means I'm not going to follow any script or anything. So, shall we start? So, what we're going to learn today is about Visual Studio 2012. You can download Visual Studio 2012 from, of course, Microsoft Windows, what they call this, website. And once you have downloaded that one, so you need to install it actually, of course. So I'm going to create a separate video for that one on how you're going to install Microsoft Visual Studio. So once everything is installed, you can just click on your start menu, then just type Visual Studio. What we're going to use in here is the 2012 version. Now, regardless of the version that we are going to learn, there will not be having any problem in terms of coding and the objects, since 2012 up to 2016 is almost the same. Well, actually they're the same, only the interface and additional features has changed. So once you have seen Visual Studio 2012, the first thing that you're going to do is just to click on that one, wait for it to load. It might take a while though, especially in your first run. There. Okay, so we're done of waiting. So I have a couple of projects in here, since I've used this one a couple of days ago. So to create a new project in Visual Studio, all you need to do is just to click on New Project. If you have previous projects, then you can just click on Open Project. So let's start with a new project. Again, there's another waiting time for this one. So since we're going to use Visual Basic, so of course you're going to click on under Templates, Visual Basic, then Windows Forms Application. Now underneath it, you will be able to see Windows Application 1. So this will be the name of the file that you're going to do. Okay, so you can change that one. So for example, I'm going to change this one to my first program, since this is our first part of our tutorial. Again, for the basics only, click OK. Another waiting time. Okay, so since everything is being loaded up, the tools, the properties, the coding, the window, so it might take a while. However, if you're using of course, a high-end computer, then it would be faster though. Now I'm going to introduce to you the program environment. So this is the program environment of Microsoft Visual Studio. First, we have the File menu panel, this area, the topmost area. Now this panel is present in all Microsoft Windows applications and programs. So it will not be very hard for you guys to know the main purpose of this one. Only a couple of settings or a couple of tabs in here which is unique to Visual Studio. However, as we go on with our exercises, we will be able to know each one of them. Okay. Next, we have the toolbox. So under the toolbox, you will be able to see a couple of tools, well, actually a lot of tools to choose from. So each of the tool has its own unique properties. So for example, if I'm going to click on which one? The button tool, automatically you will be able to see that the property of that button will be seen in here. Now actually it's not seen in here since I haven't dragged the button to the form. Now the next one is the form window. Under the form window, you will be able to notice this area. So this area is the program environment itself. So by the time you're going to run your program, this area will be viewed. Okay, so if you want to run the program, as of the moment, the form window is still empty. So if ever you're going to click on start, wait for it, there, this is how the program would look like. But later on, if we are going to provide objects, then definitely this will look different. So if you want to stop running the program, you can just click on close, or you can just click on Stop Debugging. There you go. Now afterwards we have the properties window as what I have stated, or properties panel as what I have stated a while ago. So the properties panel is of course in line with what are the tools that we are going to use from here. So for example, if I'm going to click on button, drag it over here, you will be able to notice that the property has changed. Now the main purpose of the properties panel is for the modification of the object that we have in here. For example, for our form, if you want to change the name of your form, you can just click on form 1. Then under text, you can change this one to my program or my first program. There. So this is how it's going to look like. Same thing with the button. If you're going to change the caption, this is the caption actually. You can change this one to something like submit, since submit is the most common. Now if you want to change the size of that caption, you can just hover around in here somewhere in the font area. So this is the font type that is currently being used by this button. So you can just click on that one, click on this icon right here, or this button right here, mini button right here. Then a new window will appear. Well, the purpose of this window is, of course, for the appearance of the caption. So if I'm going to convert that one into bold, change the size, click OK, there you go. This is how it's going to look like. Of course, this program doesn't have any function yet, since we are just trying to customize it, provide it with color, and no programming has been done. So if ever you're going to click on Start, this is how it's going to look like. You already have the program, you already have the button, but then again, there are no events or there are no actions being made by the program since we haven't done the coding yet. Next, we have the Solution Explorer panel. The Solution Explorer panel actually is everything, the coding, the objects can be seen on the Solution Explorer panel. Okay, next is what else? I think so far that's it. That's for the program environment of Microsoft Visual Studio. So stay tuned for the part 2 of our basic tutorial for Microsoft Visual Studio 2012. Bye for now.
Everything weird.